Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, a really beautiful day outside, but honestly, I haven't seen the sun much because I have been glued to my screen watching this absolute mess unfold. Let's just dive right into it because I am losing my mind over this. So the whole town of Los Angeles has been treating Will Spencer like he is some kind of violent monster. I mean, everywhere you look, people are acting like Will is the worst person to ever walk the earth. He punched Eric Forrester. That is the narrative. That is what everyone has been screaming about for days and days. And yeah, punching an old man is bad. It is really bad. I was sitting here thinking, wow, Will has really lost it. But honestly, I always had this nagging feeling that something was off. Will is hot-headed. Sure, he gets that from Bill, but he isn't a psychopath who just goes around punching grandpas in the face for fun. But the whole town bought it. The Forresters bought it. The media bought it, and Will has been completely despised by everyone. He has been dragged through the mud, arrested, and treated like absolute garbage. It has been so hard to watch because you just know there is more to the story. There always is. Let's go back to that night at the bikini bar. Just picture it. The neon lights, the drinks, the tension in the air. Will was already in a really bad place because of all the corporate secrets with Hope Logan moving to Logan Creations. He was stressed out of his mind. He was drinking. And then RJ Forrester shows up. RJ, the golden boy, the perfect son, the guy who can do no wrong in Ridge's eyes. RJ gets in Will's face. They argue. Things get heated. And then Eric steps in to break it up, and bam. Eric gets a black eye. Will gets hauled off. RJ plays the victim. RJ plays the hero who tried to save his grandpa. It was the perfect setup. It was too perfect, honestly. And now we know why. Because it was a setup. It was a complete and total setup by RJ Forrester. And it makes me so mad just thinking about how smug RJ has been looking lately. Enter Deacon Sharp. Good old Deacon. He is running the bikini bar now, right? So he is doing inventory or checking the security system or whatever. Maybe he is just looking for footage of Sheila, who knows? But he stumbles onto the security tapes from that specific night, the night of the brawl. And guys, what he finds on that tape changes absolutely everything. It is a total game changer. I am still shaking my head just thinking about it. Deacon is sitting there in his little back office, probably eating a sandwich or something, and he pulls up the camera angle that points right at the bar area where the fight happened. And it is all there in high definition, every single second of it. The whole truth, just sitting there on a hard drive waiting to be found. What the tape shows is it is disgusting. It really is. I watched the breakdown and it is so clear. You can see RJ intentionally provoking Will. RJ is getting right in his personal space, saying things, smirking. Oh my gosh, that smirk. The tape shows RJ looking over Will's shoulder. And who is behind Will? Eric. RJ sees Eric coming. He knows his grandfather is right there. He calculates the distance. He calculates the timing. And then he pushes Will's buttons one last time to get Will to swing. And when Will finally snaps and throws the punch, RJ doesn't just flinch. He doesn't just stumble back. He executes this perfectly timed, calculated duck. He drops down so fast, knowing exactly where Will's fist is going to go. It was a calculated move. RJ wanted that punch to hit Eric. Let that sink in for a second. RJ Forrester, the guy who acts like he loves his family so much, intentionally maneuvered a physical fight so that his own grandfather would get punched in the face, just so he could frame Will. Just so he could win the girl. It is sick. It is really, really sick. I mean, I always thought RJ was a bit of an entitled brat, but this is next level manipulative. He used Eric's physical safety as a pawn in his stupid little jealousy game. And then he had the nerve to stand there and act horrified when Eric went down. He had the nerve to point the finger at Will and play the hero. It is sociopathic behavior, if you ask me. The image of the good grandson is completely shattered, destroyed, gone. The second that tape gets out, RJ's entire reputation is going to burn to the ground. Everyone thought he was this sweet, innocent kid who was just trying to protect his family from the big bad Spencer boy. But the tape proves he is a snake. He is worse than a snake. Honestly, I think this makes him look worse than Will. Yes, Will threw the punch, but RJ aimed it. RJ is the one who pulled the trigger, basically. And when the truth starts spreading around Los Angeles, people are going to lose their minds. The town that despised Will is going to have to eat their words. And they should apologize to Will, but we know they probably won't because nobody in this town ever admits when they are wrong. And then there is Electra. Oh, Electra. She has been so self-righteous lately, hasn't she? She threw her necklace at Will. She moved out of the beach house. She looked at Will like he was a monster. She literally turned her back on the guy she claimed to love because she thought he was this unhinged, violent thug. And she ran right into RJ's arms. She let RJ comfort her. She let RJ play the knight in shining armor. But now the truth is coming out. Electra is going to see that tape or hear about it, and she is going to feel so incredibly stupid. She is going to realize how easily she was manipulated by a guy who just wanted to get her into bed. The spoilers say Electra feels absolutely disgusted by RJ's manipulation. And she should be. She was played like a fiddle. RJ manipulated her emotions. He manipulated her grief over her grandfather getting hurt, all to get what he wanted. It is gross. Electra is realizing that the guy she thought was the villain was actually the victim of a setup, and the guy she thought was the hero is actually a manipulative creep. She realizes she was totally wrong to leave Will. She made a massive mistake. And honestly, she owes Will the biggest apology in the history of the world. She abandoned him when everyone else was against him. She didn't even try to listen to his side of the story. But is it too late for Electra and Will? I mean, Will has been spiraling. He has been drinking. He has been depressed. Melissa Dillon has been hovering around him, trying to swoop in for a rebound. Electra abandoned him when he needed her the most. Even if she realizes she was wrong, can Will forgive her for not believing him? He told her it was an accident. He told her RJ ducked on purpose. And she didn't believe him. She chose to believe the Forrester Golden Boy. Honestly, if I were Will, I would tell Electra to take a hike. You don't just get to come crawling back after treating someone like garbage, but maybe I'm being too harsh. They are young. They are in love. Maybe they can work it out, but the trust is broken. It is going to take a lot of work to fix that. Now, let's talk about the most infuriating part of this whole storyline. Ridge Forrester, the hypocrite of the century. Ridge has been leading the charge against Will. He has been screaming from the rooftops about how Will is a danger to society. He demanded that Electra cut ties with Will. He went to war with the Spencers. He even punched Bill Spencer in the face. Which, by the way, is exactly what he is condemning Will for. The hypocrisy is just blinding. So, what happens when Ridge finds out about the tape? Does he apologize to Will? Does he punish RJ for manipulating the situation and getting Eric hurt? Of course not. Because Ridge is physically incapable of holding his own children accountable. Ridge tries to destroy the evidence. Let me repeat that. Ridge Forrester tries to destroy the surveillance tape to protect his son. He would rather let an innocent young man go to jail and have his life ruined than admit that his precious RJ is a manipulative liar. Ridge loves his son too much. Sure, I get being protective. But this is a crime. Destroying evidence in an assault case is a felony. He is crossing a massive legal line. And why? Because of his pride. Because he cannot stand the thought of a Spencer being right and a Forrester being wrong. He would rather commit a crime than admit defeat to Bill Spencer. It just makes my blood boil. Ridge has been married to Brooke 9 times. 9 times. He has made so many mistakes in his life. He has hurt so many people. But he constantly judges everyone else from this high horse. He is acting like RJ is a saint who just made a little mistake. RJ didn't make a mistake. RJ orchestrated an assault on his own grandfather. If Ridge actually cared about Eric, he would be furious with RJ. But instead, his hatred for the Spencers and his blind spot for his son is making him do something incredibly stupid and illegal. It is just so typical of Ridge to think the rules don't apply to him or his family. And this, you guys, this is what is going to spark the biggest war we have ever seen on this show. Because you know Bill Spencer is not going to let this go. Bill is going to find out about that tape. Deacon is not going to just let Ridge destroy it without making a copy, right? Deacon is smarter than that, or maybe Katie finds out. Either way, the truth is going to reach Dollar Bill Spencer. And when Bill finds out that Ridge tried to destroy evidence that exonerates Will, oh boy. It is going to be explosive. You thought Bill was mad before. This is going to be a whole new level of rage. Bill is going to go scorched earth. We are talking a full-blown legal and honor war between the 2 biggest families in Los Angeles. This isn't just about fashion anymore. This isn't about Hope moving to Logan Creations or Eric's haute couture line failing. This is about family, honor, and the law. Bill has all the money and power in the world, and he is going to use every single penny to destroy Ridge Forrester. He is going to want Ridge in handcuffs for tampering with evidence. He is going to want RJ in handcuffs for reckless endangerment or whatever they can charge him with. Bill is not going to stop until the Forresters are completely ruined. The legal battle is going to be insane. We are going to see lawyers, police, courtrooms. The Forresters are going to be fighting for their lives to keep Ridge and RJ out of prison. And the Spencers are going to be pushing for maximum penalties. It is going to tear the families apart even more. What is Brooke going to do? RJ is her son, but Will is her sister's son. And Ridge is her husband. Brooke is going to be caught right in the middle of this massive explosion. She already disowned Katie over this. Is she going to apologize to Katie now? Probably not, because Brooke is stubborn as a mule and never admits when she is wrong either. Sometimes I have to zoom out and look at the bigger pattern here. The writers love to pit the Forresters against the Spencers, but it usually revolves around a woman. Liam, Wyatt, Hope, Steffy. You know the drill. But this storyline feels different. It feels darker. It is about a physical assault, a cover-up, and a deep-seated hatred between Ridge and Bill. It is about the lengths a father will go to protect his son, even if his son is dead wrong. Ridge is protecting RJ, and Bill is protecting Will. It is a mirror image, but Ridge is the one breaking the law to hide the truth. It is a fascinating dynamic, even if it makes me want to throw my remote at the TV. Honestly, I am exhausted just typing all of this out. My fingers are cramping, but I care about this story. I want to see Will cleared. I want to see RJ face some actual consequences for once in his spoiled little life. And I really, really want to see Ridge Forrester get knocked off his high horse. Who actually believes this is going to end well for Ridge? You can't just destroy police evidence and walk away. This is going to blow up in his face in the most spectacular way possible. And I, for one, will be sitting here with my popcorn watching it happen? Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. I'm going to go get some coffee and try to process all of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I being too hard on RJ? No, I'm definitely not. He deserves everything coming to him. See you next time.